This is the look of a man that was out to ruin people's days with... What'd you play today?
Runick Mine.
Yep, here we are with Eli, Bay Dragon local. How did you finish?
I ended up going 5 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and bobbled up as top cut.
Nice. And like, how long have you been playing Runick?
So I got the deck from TCG Collective, shout outs to them, on the Monday week of last week Monday.
So 5 days. You've had the deck 5 days.
Yes.
Nice. Let's get into the deck profile.
No worries. So best card in deck, Runick Fountain.
Let's just turn them around. Cool.
Yeah. Stupid card. I've drawn. I think on stream I drew 9 cards, like in one turn with this, just looping this, and pretty good card.
Now, I've seen a lot of lists like make the argument for 1 fountain. Would you play any less than 3?
I tried 2 at one point because a similar thing. You can recycle it with one of the extra deck monsters.
Yeah.
But when I was playing one of the engines I play, I mill myself, and I'm like, if I play 3, I can at least have 1 still in deck to search with my monsters to chain block, the fusions, to chain block stuff, and then I can also just keep adding more and just looping more in one turn. So my argument for 3, and seeing it makes my opponents
it's
cry.
the win condition. Like,
Yes.
you need to see it.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Are there any monsters, main deck monsters?
There are 3 main deck monsters.
Okay, so we'll do all the spells first.
Yeah. So 3 tip. So this is the searcher for the deck.
We'll make just the tip joke now.
Only just the tip, but yes, 2 good cards. Searcher's Fountain. Searches any card you need at the right time. I use this to out access code. So in resolution of access code, target added negated its effects. Couldn't deal with it, and yep, really good card. Next we've got this package. So this is 3 droplet, 3 spell. This is the draw 4 mill banish 4, and this is when they add a card, banish 3. So I normally just use this to banish 9 cards out of the deck in my turn. Use droplet, shuffle them back in, draw another, then do the same thing in their turn.
Because that makes your opponent draw, and then this you can play because they've drawn a card.
Yes, definitely. So, and you can even just use it defensively when your opponent like goes terraforming, adds something. You can rip a card out, helps. But mainly just use it. So this is deck out if you haven't realized. So just using these multiple times is so good. 3 Slumber. This is just the only card that I play at 3 because it's a card that I can activate during my turn without my opponent having anything. The last few Runick cards need my opponent to have stuff. So I played this so I can have something in my turn to activate and just start milling them out on my turn. And yep. Otherwise, it gives a protection for the next destruction by battle card effect. Otherwise, just a good simple card.
Cool.
So the interaction stuff. So I'm playing 3 flash, which is the pop. So target special summon, pop, banish 2, pretty good. This is my Widow Anchor.
That's the monster engagement.
Monster effect negation. Most of the time I've just been using this just to mill them out, not regarding to negate effects, but it comes up when it comes up. And then spell trap. I mean, the deck loses to anti-spell, so we need to have something to out it. Otherwise, again, this mills 4. So again, just using it just to mill them out, really good. The last Runick card is Smithing Stone.
Yep.
So this won me a couple games where we were undermined, and this banishes each card. It banishes cards equal to their cards they control.
So you only play the one off because it's a finisher. You need to mill mass cards. You just go this.
So because again, all the cards, all these last few cards need your opponent to have something. I just didn't want to play during my turn, and you only have to use it to summon monsters. And like it's searchable, so you can just play 1 when you need it. It's pretty good. That's all the Runicks. Oh, I forgot to mention, all the Runick quick play spells can summon the extra deck monsters. But we can come up with that. Otherwise, best card again. Yeah, don't know if you guys need to know what this does, but yeah, it makes me.
I've never seen that card in my life.
Yeah, so it's the best card. You can also protect it with your field spell with your extra deck monsters, which is pretty funny when your opponent tries to pop it with Cyclone.
Yep.
Had like a couple games where first Tear Element, activated this knowing they had Galaxy Cyclone in drop. They activated that in their turn. Some of my used my other monsters to protect it. In resolution, they can't do anything about that. It stays on board. Get back to my turn and just take them out. You can't play mine without Demise the Land. I'm only playing 2. I was playing 43 yesterday. Oh, sorry, not yesterday. On Friday night, but then I kept drawing 6 and drawing into too many of my non-edging cards, so I just cut it down. It's not too bad, and I'll just put the 1 Metaverse in there. Same thing.
Being quick play spell, can you activate with the Runick Fountain? Can you activate any quick play spells?
So Runick Fountain is only Runick in name quick play spells.
Okay.
And then Descend is also only Runick in name spells.
Okay, that's cool. It's just checking. You can't cheese that out.
No, cannot. Going second cards, Dark Ruler no more. Your opponent goes first. You can Dark Ruler no more, mind them, and then you just sit there milling them out. Very good card.
Very.
Now for all the one-offs. Upstart. You're decking them out. You need cards. You don't care about life.
Yep. And you're recycling cards as well.
Yes, and you cycle cards. It doesn't matter. Terraforming to add any of your 6 field spells comes up a lot. Really good card. Reasoning.
I'm going to need some reasoning on this.
So, both of them special summon. Both of them special summon my 1-off monsters. Oh, sorry, my 3-off monsters. And they're just here just to draw more cards and to dump spells in my graveyard, so then I can get all the draws off Fountain. Really good cards. I'll show the monsters in a bit.
Sorry about that short musical interlude. But yeah, let's just continuing on. We had the one-offs.
So we'll talk about those. We had these. These are just dumping more spells for Runick Fountain just to draw you more cards. I was on stream today, resolved this, milled 10, and then got 6 draws off my Runick spell just because of this card. I only resolved this card once today, and it was only in top cut. And the guy knew what I was on, so he called 1, but it was still fine for me to just mill 10 cards again-ish. And just kept drawing off Runick spells. So either way, if I'm milling spells, drawing cards. It was really good. And I'll show the last 3. So 1 day apiece.
Yep.
So people don't know, we both players draw a card and then no damage can be dealt until the end of the opponent's turn. So I just played this because I needed cards that could just get me back to my turn and my opponent can't do anything. Like, it's a mill deck and it also draws 1, gives me another turn to play. It's really good. It ends turn sometimes as well. And then just TTT, Call by the Grave.
Was TTT just like a one-off?
TT was a one-off, mainly because I thought about playing 2, and I thought 2 was a bit too expensive with how many cards I need in deck for the Runick shit. But having 1 actually came out so many times. It came out a couple of times actually, sorry. Just drawing 2 extra things or having a look at their hand, but drawing 2 is best.
With the amount you're cycling cards and drawing and stuff,
Yeah.
like having one-offs is not terrible.
It's not terrible. As I said before, there's a couple of cards on my side deck that I'll show in a bit, but like, just being able to draw 3 per turn just gets you to see everything, so it's really good. And Call by the Grave because I don't like getting ashed. Ashing field spell hurts. I can't protect from that. Anything else, pretty much I can, but yeah, it's a good card.
And so that's 40 cards, and then we've got
So that's 39.
That's 39.
And then I play 42, and these are the last 3, my 3 monsters. So Cyber Valley, I'm only using it for the second effect. The other 2 effects that came up, but the second effect I used was target itself and 1 other face-up monster I control, banish them, draw 2.
It's so good. As someone that lives through the magical explosion format, I remember this card very well, and I remember it fondly.
Yeah, so I had to ask my friend who plays Speed Doors to borrow his. That's pretty funny about that, but it just means that I can keep drawing under mine, because if you have mine, you don't have field spells, so you're not drawing, and you're only top decking, and that seems pretty bad. So if you're mining them with multiple monsters on board, you can summon a fusion, summon the valley, draw 2, and you'll keep playing. You're keeping them under mine.
Yep.
It's just such a good card. But every game I've played, every game 2, game 3, they came out.
Yep.
Because especially with reasoning, they just came out. I kept Monster Gate a couple of times, just so I could keep milling again. But yeah, it's just the fact that you can just keep drawing under mine. It's too good.
Yep.
So that's 42 card main deck.
Cool. 42.
Extra deck is pretty underwhelming.
We're expecting that though.
So this is 3 of wings. So he stops your stuff from being targeted, your runic spells being targeted, or your set cards to be targeted. So it actually came up when someone like set a card, and I had this on board so I could stop it, protect myself, give me another turn. It also helps you win in time because in end phase you gain 1,000. So again, you can mine your opponent, have this, and just sit there gaining 1,000. It's pretty nice. It came up against Tears in game 3 where they opened Ladybug, gained 1,000, passed back to me. I had to go this to go match it, and we ended up drawing. That was my only draw the whole day, but we ended up drawing just because of this. I think it's a good card. Next is Best Boy.
It's Jerry!
Yeah! So this is what you use to loop the fountain. So its effect on summon, you can add a non-runic quick play from your drop to your hand. So normally what I'll do is if I've milled a runic field spell, or I have 2 field spells, I activate the new one and then summon this. And then on resolution I can chain field, fountain as chaining 1 and then use this to chain block it so they can't ash, protects it, and I get to draw 3. And then it's the monster I use to banish with Cyber Valley. Otherwise you can use it defensively because it can't be targeted. So I've had games where on resolution of access code, I summon this, they can't deal with it, and I can just pop it if it wasn't summoned with IP. When it's a strawberry battle, I can target a card, pop a card. So it helps, especially in the grind game in game 3, when your opponent just puts monsters on board, and you just go into this, eats 2 attacks, and then really can't do anything. Really good card. And the last, which is Best Girl.
Huggins.
This won me so many games just because of how the interaction of its effect works with destruction effects. So its effect is, on summon you can discard add fountain, which is really good. That's why you need to play 3 of this. Then the second effect is when any of your runic cards you control other than this, any cards you other control will be destroyed, you can banish this instead. So I have games where people would go, as I said before, Mystic Mine, and they'll go activate Cyclone, target a pop. I can activate Quick Play Foul, Chain, and then summon this. In resolution, I can banish this instead of mine dying, and it just gives me so many turns. Like no one really knows what this does, so just got free wins with keeping mine on board. It's a really good card. And then the 6 cards are just cards I just didn't go into. I could go into them,
just utility.
Yeah, just utility. So these 2 I could go into, but never came up. Exactly, why? This means nothing. The only card that really came up was this, but I opted out not to doing it and I still won that game, so that's fine.
So, on to the side deck.
Side deck. Not losing to big boards. Lava Golems. You're playing mine, so you can Lava Golem mine them. It's a good card, and it gets cards off your board.
Did you have a reasoning out of Lava Golem? Or?
No. So I always, as I said before, I always took out reasoning, mainly because they would always just call level 1 after I used the Cyber Valley, and also
it also can't be normal summon or set, so
it just goes
through.
Yeah, it just goes through. So it's not the best card to summon for me to summon, but it just breaks boards. It's really good. Another board breaker. The 1 sphere mode. My friend told me not to play 2.
Only 1 ball?
Yeah, he'd probably not play me 2. To be fair, it didn't come up, but just needed it to break boards if needed. The 1 Pank, because Pank is good. I can't do what you normally do with Pank, which is just summon the Pank, attack into the Toad.
Yeah, because you're skipping your battle phase.
Yeah, because skipping the battle phase, but it came up when my opponent had Secret Village, and I had this to out it, but he judgmented, so it didn't matter. But it's just having another out is pretty good. My anti-spell hate, because this deck
New Zealand special. So many Aussies were wondering what our obsession is with Mystical Space Typhoon.
So my reasoning was, I lose to anti-spell, I lose to Necro Valley. These guys deal with it. I chose MST over Twin Twister because in Runick expending your whole hand to start your draw engine. And if you're using Twin Twister to discard another card and you don't have a follow-up after that, it kind of hurts. Also, just being able just to go 1-for-1 with some of the cards is actually really good. I could 1-for-1 against Draco back when they try to bounce my mine, and I'm fine with just having mine on for one more turn. Like, it's really good. Again, same thing with Cosmic, just dealing with back row. There's also quite a few people on that are apparently on Valley and those stuff, so I just needed stuff to out it.
Can I also congratulate you on playing Best Rarity as well?
Oh, I had ultras of these just before, and then I found my commons of these. I'm like, oh, these commons are just better.
Yeah.
So
They are.
chuck the commons in.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm gonna have to read your card.
Red Reboot. Again, I lose to anti-spell, so have another thing, and also just back row in general can help. So just using this, really good card. And then the Damien Spice, 3 Heat Wave. So for everyone who doesn't know this, which is pretty much everyone, you can only activate this to start a main phase, and neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until the draw step of my next turn, or the draw phase of my next turn. So I literally just use this just to, again, buy me more turns. If I was versing like Tears or Splight, activate this, they turn this in, so they can't do anything.
It's going to get back to you. You've had a couple of draws. You're cycling already.
Yeah, so again, so in your turn, because you can still activate your spell, so you can still do the whole Runick Fountain, drawing 3 during your turn, pass it their turn. When they're under Hate Wave, draw 3 more, and then you just get out. I had a game in round 1 where I was versing Altergeist, where I opened 1, drew 3 in my turn, drew 3 in his turn, drew into another one, Hate Waved him again, and my opponent just couldn't do anything. That was a pretty good card. Like this and one day piece put in so much work today, just gave me extra turns where I just needed to set up, and really good cards.
Any shout-outs?
Again, shout out to Damien for the Heatwave special. Otherwise, thanks for TCG Connector for my cards that I had a whole 5 days to practice with.
Prompt delivery.
Very, very prompt delivery. I think it was actually just the post delivery, but it's fine. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, thanks for everyone who came to the event. Very good. Thanks to the guy on stream as well. I was on stream. Yeah, thank you for all that.
Well done, Eli. Thank you.
Thank you.